Guys, ready? First one is networking essentials or networking basics. What are the name? You put it. Networking essentials or networking basics. What are the name of the topic it is? The first thing is here, it is not exactly revision. You have to tell me also. You have to tell me one by one. So like that, every topic as much as we can able to complete it. So then you can go to once easily. So because some people are already studied but difficult to remember or difficult to say answers. So like how to tell an answers in a different thing. The first question is, what is network? What is network? What is a network, guys? Tell me.
Interconnection of two or more devices is called as network.
Network. Very good. So interconnection of two or more devices is network. Very good. Networking. Communication between two or more devices.
Two or more network.
Internetwork.
Communication between the different networks.
Internetwork is connection of two or more networks. Connection of two or more networks. Internetworking.
Communication between two or more internet network.
Yes. Communication between two or more internetwork network or a communication between two or more networks. Intranet. So common question is, one of the things is, what is intranet? Internet. The intranet is a local network. It's a LAN network, or also you can say LAN network kind of stuff. Intranet, it means I have a server and I have a client in my network only, not required any public communication, right? So that is called intranet. Within my network only, within my local network only, that is called intranet. Internet. So for example, I'm accessing Google server. So through internet only. Through internet only. Okay, so that is internet. Okay, it is a public WAN communication we are using. Okay, we are communicating. WAN means public communications we are doing. So like you're accessing your server, which is server or a machine or a something which is not in your local network. So that is internet and intranet differences. Some people wantedly ask question, that is, what is Ethernet? Then difference between internet, intranet, or internet and Ethernet, differences also what it is. So what is this one? What is that one? That is also make a differences. Okay. What is Ethernet? Ethernet is nothing but a NIC network
interface card.
Yes, network interface card. Okay. So NIC card, LAN card, Ethernet cards are used to connect. What is the use? It is used to connect to network. So this is about here the starting of networking. Next, I'm going directly. What are the types of network? LAN, MAN, CAN, WAN.
WAN.
PAN, and SAN. Okay, like recently people are putting these things to the part, so that's why I'm adding that one. So if in case anything. LAN, what is LAN?
Local area network.
Very good. Local area network. MAN. Metro.
Metropolitan Extension.
Metropolitan area network. Very good. CAN. Campus.
Campus area network.
Very good. Campus area network. WAN.
Wide area network.
Wide area network. Because we are already know, that's why I'm not typing everything. Okay, just I'm telling. Okay, just try to recollect your memory, or also you can able to tell an answer. Yep. Last batch one, some people got a question, that is difference between LAN and WAN, and what is MAN. Very simple. LAN means either it is single room, or geographically say LAN means either it is a single room or a single floor, single building. That is the geographical limitation of LAN area network, local area network. Okay, so mostly the devices we use switches. Okay, switch or router or a switch maximum we will use it. CAN campus area network. CAN campus area network. It means multiple buildings. Each building is a single LAN network, but when you are making communication between multiple different buildings within the campus, you have to tell an example. Campus means college, university, or a group of buildings means one TCS campus, Tech Mahindra campus, CTS campus. Like that. So campus means it's a group of buildings, group of organization related buildings. They are connected each other for internal communication purpose. That is campus area network. Metropolitan area network. Metropolitan means within the city only. They don't communicate outside of the city or internet. So within the city, they can able to share information. So or communicating thing. What is meaning of communicating? Sharing information, sending data, receiving data, right? So like IM means instant messaging, mail communications. These are all communication part only. Wide area network is a global network. So in from one geographical location to another geographical location, you can able to communicate over the seas or continents like that. So that is called a wide area network. It is a networks of network. So a lot of networks we combine and we create a internet. Internet is actually networks of network. It is lot of networks are connected together, become one single network, that is called internet. Intranet is a single network which is in a local network only. Same as wide area network is geographically is the global network, means entire global networks are connected each other. So that is area wise, geographical wise. It is single room to entire building, multiple buildings but within the campus. This is different departments within the city, but this is entire global communication. PAN is a personal area network. Personal, we use like a Bluetooth connection or a Wi-Fi hotspot kind of connection. Like I connect my mobile phone, my earphones, my laptop, my projector, my TV, my light. So this is like a personal kind of stuff. Or you automate entire your home, that is also home area network. Actually these are as for me it is nonsense, but it is there, some people putting in these names, still I don't know why. So that's why I'm telling. Some people are asking, sir, what is this, what is that, what is tree topology kind of stuff. So it's okay, no problem. This is we know that is SAN is storage only. And when we are talking about networking, so we talk about LAN, WAN, CAN, MAN. Even though nowadays CAN and WAN is not even important, LAN and WAN is very important. Okay, so these are the things are additionally. Not only this, BAN is there. Okay, BAN is there, TAN is there. A lot of ANs are there. Whatever it is, AAN, BAN, CAN, Okay, FAN, EAN, anything we can able to put it. Area network. So whatsoever it is, guys, these are the main 4 types. If anybody like in an interview or anything, they ask like this, what is PAN, what is HAN, like this. So also tell some answer like this. Home automation is like this. Mostly PAN, we use Bluetooth. Here it is Wi-Fi direct kind of stuff.
In WLAN also we use VLAN and only WLAN.
Yeah, that is one more WLAN. It is a wireless LAN. We have a wireless routers are there. So wireless LAN. Okay. So Wi-Fi routers are there now. So it is like this Wi-Fi wireless LAN. Yes, very good. You so access point. So it is comes under devices. Okay, it is also comes under devices. Access point to connect multiple devices together. To connect to devices only, to use it to connect. Access point is nothing but, so it is used to connect like a example switch, act like a access point, is used to connect devices. Computer devices means computers, like that. Okay, next one is wireless access point. Wireless access point is not a Wi-Fi router, like a router, but it is not Wi-Fi router. Okay, Wi-Fi router root is there. So wireless access point distribute network access to wireless devices. Okay, wireless devices. So this is also, we can say, like a maybe this is like a Wi-Fi extension. Okay, distribute network access to wireless devices like mobile phone, mobile, tablet, laptops. Okay, this is the wireless access point. Actually, access points are comes under devices part, but just because of that, where is a wireless LAN, I told this point. Okay, so wireless WLAN is a wireless LAN. So next is I'm going with topologies. Physical topology. Guys, tell me.
Bus topology, ring topology, mesh topology, star topology.
People put a hybrid.
Point-to-point topology.
Point-to-point topology.
Point to multi-point topology.
Point to multi point. Guys, just for information only, we added these things. But in a time of interview, try to avoid to tell that one. But if they ask a question like, so can you tell me what is point to point? Then you have to tell. If they don't ask, don't tell that one. So why I am telling this, how to control interview is also in your hand only. How to control your own interview. Who is the controller of your interview? Is interviewer, the person who is asking question. He will control the interview, right? Which question he want to ask, which question don't want to ask, like he will decide. But you can also control it by telling a limited space correct answers. Means you have to tell an answer, but use the words limitedly and give the elaborated answer, and use language, very light language only. Do not use very heavy language. Don't use the words like cloud computing or maybe wireless access point or Cisco routers, Cisco switches, L1 switches, L2 switches, L3 switches. Don't use something loose tongue and tell something. Okay, so use a limited and fixed to the question and answer. So ask a question, answer, that is in that limit. If the guy is still waiting, then you can go next. But if he said okay, so don't demand for a telling deep answer. Okay, so think how much answer you want to tell, how much you can able to tell it. I'm not saying like you don't tell so many things. I'm telling how much you can able to tell, you can tell it. But if any questions from your answer is there, you are ready to give an answer. For example, bus topology, ring topology, mesh topology, star topology, hybrid topology, point-to-point topology, multi-point topology, or some VPC topology or VPN topology, like that, something it is there. Okay, so yeah, I'm keep telling like that. So the guy is asking, so what is a point-to-point topology and point to multi-point topology, or multi-point to multi-point topology? He's asking. I have to give an answer for that one. So what is point to point? If there is a two computers or a two routers, two switches, when you connect the devices together, that is called a point to point. One device is communicating to another device by connecting directly, either switch to router or switch to a PC or PC to PC, that is point to point, right? Point to multi-point means from one single device you are connecting to multiple devices. Like a router is connected to multiple routers, a router is connected to multiple switches, okay, or a switch is connected to multiple computers. Means single point is connected to multiple points. So that is a point to multiple. Something there must be an answer. When you are telling something, make sure that you must know the answer and you can able to tell an answer. That is the good thing in interview. Important thing is you know better, you know very well. Okay, so that is very important. Of course, you know things. Okay, so bus topology, ring topology, mesh topology, star topology, and hybrid topology, point to point topology, point to multi-point topology, like that. Bus topology is already we discussed. What is a bus topology? There is a backbone wire, devices connected to a backbone, backbone wire. Devices connected to a backbone wire. Okay, so what is the fault? It is very easy to configure, but the backbone wire is damaged. Then you can't able to communicate. The drawings and all I'm not doing. If you want, I will show you, no problem. If you want a drawing and all, I can show you. Otherwise, again it will become 4 or 5 hours continuous.
No, sir.
Okay. For something
Sir,
you want, I will
revision
show
this all
you.
things. Sir, revision this all things in the point of interview, sir. Just like
Yes, that's the point. Not class
I
again.
don't want explanation.
Yeah, that's the class again. Okay, so the point is how to tell, how to limit an answer, the point, or revision, whatever it is, or a discussion. Good. Okay. Devices.
Connected to a closed loop.
Next, yeah. A device is connected to next device and form a loop. Loop means last device connected to first device. So this is ring topology. Mesh topology. A device is connected to all other devices. Okay. A device or each device? Each and every device is connected to all other devices. Device means here it is a computer kind of stuff. Devices are connected to a hub or switch. Okay. This combination of or more topologies. Example.
Sir, only hub and switch, sir. Is there no router?
Means router function is different because of lower one is we have a connecting device, centralized device, actually connected to a centralized device. Very good. Either hub or a switch. Okay, so when it is come to the router is also we can able to connect. Like you have a 10 computers we can connect it to a router, but exactly router function is not for a switching purpose. Router function is for routing purpose, means forward a packet to different networks. So obviously we don't use our router for switching configuration purpose. Okay. So in generally, of course, you may see in your Wi-Fi router having a backside hub type of connection, like a switch type of plug connections. But your router is not a single point. Your router, your Wi-Fi router is three things are there. One is where you connect your WAN connection or a telephone connection. So that circuit diagram is work like a modem. So it contains a first modem from connecting from outside to inside. Okay, from connecting outside. For connecting outside, we need a modem, right? So it is inbuilt modem. Second one is your Wi-Fi router is also act like a route your internet connection, which is coming from outside to inside to your LAN communication. So that is why it is called a Wi-Fi router. From outside network to inside network, that is a router. Next, to connect a LAN, either it is a Wi-Fi wise or a wired wise. It also having a hub module inbuilt in that box. So that's why you can able to connect it. Okay. So the centralized device in the star topology, generally we use hub or a switches only. Hybrid topology, combination of two topology or more topologies, like a point-to-point topology in the star topology or star plus mesh topology, like a full mesh topology kind of stuff. Mesh topology provide a fully redundancy, but very complex, very cost. But star topology, very easy configuration, easy to troubleshoot, but we need a centralized devices. Point-to-point is connection between two devices like PC to PC, router to router, switch to switch, like that. You can put any example. It's a connection between a device to multiple devices. It means a router to multiple routers. Okay. These are the topologies. Next one is network devices. So tell me, what are the devices we use?
Repeater, hub, switch. Router.
Hub, repeater, switch, router, modem, wireless, access point, wireless access point,
Media cable.
networks. You tell me.
Media.
Yeah, media is also there. Media means we use a cables. The cables, coaxial cable. Next, twisted pair
Twisted pair
cable.
cable.
UTP, STP, twisted pair cables.
Optical
Fiber,
optical fiber.
optical cable, optical fiber cable, or fiber optical cable. Both are correct. Okay. Here sometimes like a interviewer or you get an argue like this is a different, that is different. And it's like optical fiber cable or cable optical fiber optical cables. These are the different medias. We use it. Devices also, lot of type of devices are there. So, but very important devices are NIC, hub, switch, routers, kind of stuff. Very simple. Every NIC, network interface card. NIC, network interface card. Every NIC having a MAC address. So, in a MAC address given by manufacturer of NIC, and how many bits? 48 bit.
48 bits.
12 hexa. Okay. Present in hexa. Representation in a 12 hexa. Someone put a message. Okay, Pavani madam says your interview on Monday. Okay, guys, yeah, that's a payment related message plus interview message. People who clear the pay before tomorrow, I think you can ask. EOD means end of the day. EOD means end of the day. You pay the amount by today, end of the day, or talk to Pavani madam if you have any issues. Okay, those who clear, assessment is on Monday. Those who are not clear by today, so assessment may be next month. So that is what message is here. I'm not telling anything, just that is a message. So your interview is Monday. So anyway, we started revision. So today and tomorrow, okay, I will continue with these things, okay, and also prepare. So yeah, we'll continue. Call hexadecimal MAC address. How to check the MAC address?
Get my
MAC, IP config
config/all.
and GI mode also. You can go to that one ncpa.cpl. Okay, right click on adapter, status, details. There also you can find it, the MAC address. Next, NIC also called as a LAN card or Ethernet card. MAC address also called as a physical address. It is also unique address also. Next. Of course, I will tell orally because already we know. So hub is a non-intelligent device used to connect a small group of computers to create a simple LAN network. Simple LAN network. Repeaters. Hubs are act like a repeater, and also you can have a repeater. So whenever the length of the cable is not enough to send a signal, or your distance is high, so more than 100 meters, so you need a repeaters. Okay, our cables, UTP, STP cables support up to 100 meters only. So you have a devices distance more than 100 meters. So you need a repeater to repeat the signal. Switch, hub and switches are similar, but switch is an intelligent device, can understand MAC address, MAC address table, it will be created. We use switches in the simple LAN network only. Next one is a router. Routers are used for a routing purpose. Routing purpose. It is what are the network in internally, what are the, I have a network, so I have to send a packet from outside of my network. So how to send a packet from one network to another network, another different logical network. So we use a router. For example, I am accessing internet through routers. So router shows best path selection to reach the destination. Router shows best path selection to reach the destination. Okay. So routers use for a WAN communication. Okay. WAN communication or inter-WLAN communication, but WAN communication. Switch hub is a layer 1 device. Switch is layer 2 device. Router is layer 3 device. Modem, modulator and demodulator used to connect our internet from our system, our home or a office to remote office, through exchange to connect from our office or home to connect internet. We use modems. Modems are a device used to connect to internet. Okay, modem, whenever you put a username password in the modem, so when it is established the connection, verify the username and password with your exchange. Okay, and it is established the network connection to your home or office. Okay, so modems are used to connect internet, and also it modulate our digital signal in a local network, digital signal to analog signal for sending data through telephone wires or fiber optical wires to outside. Okay, long distance communication, and demodulate the signal which is coming outside to inside, like a analog signal to digital signal. And that is another purpose of modem. Access points are like a switches only. Used to connect multiple devices. Okay, so when you are connecting modem and modem to router to access point, so through access point you can distribute the network to your computers like a switch only. But what is this wireless access point? For example, in my organization, I have a wired as well as a wireless devices also there, laptops, mobile phones, like that. So what happened? So I received a net to my up to my router or a switch. So I want to distribute the internet connectivity or a network connectivity through the wire to the wireless devices. So then we use wireless access points. Firewalls. Firewall, as we know, firewalls built in your operating system. Also, firewall devices also there. Example, PF Sense. Okay. Alto, Palo Alto. Also, firewalls also there. ASA, Firewalls are. Firewalls are a device used to protect your network from external attacks. Filter the traffics. It filters the traffics. It allow a particular networks only. It does not allow all that kind of networks. It is allow only a specific networks or specific protocols only. It does not allow all remaining things. That is a firewall. Of course, there is a few more devices, as I said, like there, but still okay. And in a media, so we have a, why I put a media and cable separately. Why? Because of when it is comes to the cables. Okay, so coaxial cable we use earlier, coaxial cable, BMC cable, like that kind of stuff. It is a single strand copper cable is there, that is original sending, and our outer layer is having a mesh, so to protect your cable from electromagnetic interference. UTP, STP are twisted pair cables. Currently we are using twisted pair cables only. It 8-pair cable, sorry, 4-pair cable, 8 wires are there. Okay, RJ45, we use RJ45 to connect okay, socket and plug connection for a UTP STP cable. Unshielded twisted pair cable, shielded twisted pair cable. Shielded twisted pair having a extra shield from protect your data from electromagnetic interference. Fiber optical cables are cheaper and very useful for long distance communication, very high speed data transmission purpose, not for a regular general purpose of network communication. No electromagnetic interference because of no metallic material we use in the fiber optical. It is a purely like a glass. It means limestone we use it, sand type, silicon dioxide type of things we use it. So glass or fiber glasses or plastic we use to communicate light as a signal sources. Nowadays we use few more things like a Wi-Fi kind of stuff. When you come to the Wi-Fi, it is 802.11. When you see 802.11, so when you see a 802.11 means it is a wireless network. Wireless network will establish the connection based on a SSID. What is a SSID? It is name of your Wi-Fi router or a access point. Okay, Wi-Fi router or a Wi-Fi, and give the password for a protection. High security password. Okay, so there is a password to authenticate, to connect to your Wi-Fi router. Then Wi-Fi router will give you things. So this is the Wi-Fi, means the radio waves we use it. So we use two type of frequencies, 2.4 gigahertz or 2.5 gigahertz. 5 gigahertz. Like that. Ethernet standards. The Ethernet already I said no. This is Ethernet. Ethernet is a 10 Mbps NIC. Fast Ethernet. These are the things. What is the standard we use? 802.3. This is the wide standard. This is wireless standard. Guys, can you able to remember, right? 802.3, 802.11.
So it's used to support the bandwidth. Is it Is it a support bandwidth?
Bandwidth.
Is that number? Yeah, bandwidth.
No. It contains, this is correct. It's a different bandwidths are there, different type of frequencies, supporting frequency. Bandwidth and frequency, like you have a N, A, B, C like this also there. You can try here. So when you say A, it shows 802.11. So local area network 802 is a LAN communication. 802.3 is wired connection. 802.11 wireless connection. Okay, yes, you see, if you see A, B, C, A, D, A, C, B, C, it will different type of use, different type of bandwidths, different type of, frequencies, and of course, communication bandwidths also there, like a 40 Mbps, 30 Mbps, 50 Mbps, 70 Mbps, 150 Mbps, okay, 200 Mbps, like that. So data speed and as well as a connectivity frequencies, they both are there. So both are there. Okay, one band, frequency band, as well as a data packet, data transmission packets also there. Okay. We had to go to the tabling content. What is the bandwidth? Like that. Frequency and bandwidth kind of stuff. Okay, 802 means network standard. 802.3, your LAN wired network. 802.11 Wi-Fi network. So each one is different. Of course, in our Ethernets also we have a different type of Ethernets are there. Earlier days we have a Ethernet, that is a 10 Mbps adapter. Okay, fast Ethernet. The fast Ethernet is 100 Mbps. Gigabit Ethernet is 1000 Mbps or a 1 Gbps. When you write a Gbps, it is a small b, bits per second. Okay.
Sir, what is gateway?
What it is?
Gateway.
Very good. Yeah.
Sir, difference between ipconfig and ipconfig all.
Very good. Difference between ipconfig and ipcal. But first I will tell gateway. Gateway is also a device. Also your router act like a gateway. It does not mean gateway is always a route. Okay. In the network, there is a lot of routers are there to show the path to reach the destination. But in your local network, means in your home or office, when you are communicating outside, so you have to communicate through router only, right? So when you are communicating from one network to another network, when you are communicating from one network to another network, for example, we are not in a physical room currently, so I can't explain with that example, but I will try. Just try to imagine. Thing is, we are 10 members sitting in one room. Okay. Now I want to communicate to someone. Prathamesh want to talk to Sudhir, or maybe Sudhir want to talk to Sivaprasad. All are in same room only. Is it required to go or pass information? Okay, send information. Is it required to go outside of the room?
No need.
Right? Not required, right? So same thing is, if this PC want to communicate, this PC, we don't require gateway. So we don't want it to go outside. But if this PC want to communicate outside of the network, we need a gateway. So either it is a gateway is a server or a device or a firewall, anything. Most of the time it is our router. Because router actually make a connection between one network to another network. So what happened? Your request is going to like this. First, it reaches the router from your device to your router reaches like this, where you are connecting your LAN network to your router. So which entry point you are connecting? So this point is a gateway. This point is our gateway. Okay. And this is connected to so many things. So we don't mind about where it is connected or all kind of stuff. It may be connected to some other router. Okay. Or maybe it is connected to something like this. It is connecting like this or like this or like this or like this. So what is the outside of that one? We don't mind. So we are minding about you're sending a packet from your local network to outside, from your network to outside of the network through the router. So that router interface towards the LAN is our gateway. So the gateway is our router IP address towards our LAN network. Okay, because this is WAN network. So this is our LAN network, for example, or this is one network. This is a network 1. This is network 2. Think like this. I want to communicate from one network to another network. I need a router. So for my side, from my side, network 1 side, this interface IP address is my default gateway address. For this side, this is gateway IP address for network 2. Okay, like that. Okay, so when we are communicating from one network to another network, when you are communicating from one network to another network, we need a gateway. We are communicating through gateway. So the gateway can be a router, because router is make a communication between two or more different networks. So it can be a router. Okay, so router interface is gateway. Router interface IP address is gateway IP address. How to check gateway IP address? How to check gateway IP address of our LAN network? Current configured LAN network. Anything only, just a simple IP config. This is my gateway IP address. Default gateway IP address. So through this one only I can communicate outside of the network. So the second question is, you guys understand how to tell an answer? Last one I told answer.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The explanation you can't do, right? So we have to frame the answer. So when we are communicating from inside to outside, we need a one network to another network, from our network to other network. Very simple. When you are communicating from our network to outside of the network, our network to outside of our network, we have to communicate through a gateway. Okay, that gateway can be our router. Can be a router. The gateway can be a router. So the router's interface IP address is our gateway IP address. That is enough. And how to check? Normally, how you check IP address? There only can find default gateway, which is configured. Most of the time, our Wi-Fi router is our gateway. Next. Someone is asking me a question, that is, Pratmesh is asked, IP config and IP config all differences. If you type IP config, it's generating your adapter's IP address. If you look at this thing, this is my adapter. So this is my IP address, subnet mask, default gateway. IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, and of course mine is configured because it's connected to Geo internet. So then it is showing IPv6 address also. So IP configure will shows IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, and also it may shows your link if it is case. If in case IPv6 is there, then IPv6 IP addresses also. You can no need to tell the last point. So only thing is first point, three things. First three things: IP address, the subnet mask, default gateway. Okay, that's it. If you want to add up, then you can add like this. It will shows IPv6 addresses also. But when you say IPv6 address, automatically there is a question. So what IPv6 address we can able to see? Then what you do? This one. Knowing is important. Okay, so what are we can get it? IPv6 address, link local guaranteed it shows. Remaining are may not be, depends upon your network. So you can see, sir, it is depends upon our network connectivity, our router and ISP provider, our router and ISP provider. So you may get a IPv6 address, but generally every system has a IPv6 link local IPv6 address start with the FE80. That's it. ipconfig/all. It will give you lot of list of output. For example, first of all, your adapter description is giving. See, it is giving your adapter description. Your host name also it will shows. Initially, if you go top, then also you can see somewhere it will shows your host name, but it's not showing here. Yeah, host name. It shows your host name, MAC address, host name, your NIC adapter name, your MAC address, which is name is physical address. This is the MAC address you can able to see. You can see your IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, and DNS address and DHCP address also. This is a DHCP server address. This is the address of my DHCP server. Where is my DHCP server? This is a DNS server. Got it, guys? So these are the things we can able to get from IPv6, sorry, ipconfig, all, and ipconfig. Okay. So compulsory, guys, what is a gateway, what is router is important. So now what to go for what is network, type of network, physical topologies, and devices.
IPv4, IPv6.
IPv6 you want? Okay. I'll go to IPv6 first. Okay.
Difference of IPv4 and IPv6.
What difference?
So that it will cover.
Then it will cover both the things. Okay. Then we'll see how many bits IPv4.
32 bits, sir.
Very good. IPv6.
128 bits. Sir.
128.
Don't get confused, guys. 32 bit, 64 bit is common notation in our mouth. In mouth will tell an answer, right? Brain won't work anyway, but mouth will tell an answer. So, but this time it is very dangerous. If you say 32 bit, 64 bit, danger. So, so keep your tap your mind. So there is a mistake like 32 bit and 128 bit. Okay. So 32 bit means IPv4 size is means one single IPv4 size is 32 bit. Bit means 0 or 1s. So 2 to the power of 32 means the size of the IPv4 is 2 to the power of 32, which is 4.3
billion.
billion IP addresses. Billion means 1 billion means 100 crores. It is 2 to the power of 128. Literally say it is 3.4
Billion,
into
billion.
10 to the power of 38, or you can say 3.4 billion of IP address. Okay, so billions of addresses we are getting from the IPv6. Okay, so two differences completed from 1 point only, 32 bit only. Okay,
Sir, in PDF, it is infinite, sir.
infinite. Yes, it's billion
Yes,
means
sir.
obviously it is
Can we
infinite
say that
size.
to interview?
But you can't say infinite, right? So if you say infinite means there is no ending kind of stuff, but there is a value, but practically it is infinite, but theoretically there is a value, some value is there. Okay. 1 billion means 100 crores, guys. What is Indian population? Indian devices in India for each person. Okay, like that. The IPv6 we can assign to 2 IP addresses for each device. That kind of thing. Okay, 2 molecule, something is there. IPv6 is secure. Does not mean IPv4 is not secure. Okay, so like this. It's the thing.
Decimal, sir. Decimal.
Yes, very good. Decimal. So it represent in decimal. Here it is represent hexadecimal. Hexadecimal value. Now next.
Netpad.
Here is example is very big. Why example? Copy paste.
Sir, is it necessary to say an example, sir?
You want to say example, then I will tell very simple way. Say, okay. So I will tell it. So say 4 parts are there. It is totally 32 are there because it represents an hexadecimal. So each one is one hexadecimal. 2405. Each one is a hexadecimal, and this is one block. Like how many blocks are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 blocks are we are using here. 8 blocks. You know the you can easily write. This is also IPv6. Okay. Meaning is like this. Okay. 8 blocks. So this is also a IPv6. Okay. There's a different ways to write.
Okay, sir.
So we can't compare with that one. But for understanding, just for understanding, if we ask right thing, so then also you can write it. You can, if you feel you are maybe confused, then we put a colon b colon c. If you ask, write a example IPv6. Okay, so now I'm not going with IPv6, that IP address part. Okay, so like this. Okay, next, NAT NAT require is not required. Why? Because of our people are increasing. So we need a private IP address to public IP address communication. We use NATPAT kind of stuff. But in IPv6 not required because huge number of IP addresses are available. So it is NATPAT kind of stuff is not, the concept is not required. Okay. Of course, it is also a secured one. Okay. Subnet mask. Use a subnet mask here. So we use a subnet mask like a
Not support.
255 like this we use, but we don't use, actually we use a prefix, okay, like a /64, okay, like this we use. Example, subnet range is also very big one. Okay, subnetting concept, implementation is there. No subnetting concept. Not required because why we need to change the size of it? Because lack of, we to reduce the size of the network and best utilization of IP addresses, we are using subnetting. Subnetting is reduce the size of the single network. So IPv6 is very big, no need to reduce the size of single network. That's the point. Okay. Yes, this is some more references. You can write it. For example, local host or loopback. What is it? Local host address. Anybody remember?
127.0.0.0.
Very good. It is : 1. 0.0.0 in IPv4 it represent : only. Meaning is all are ones. What is the meaning of this one? 0:0:0:0:0:0:0. Like it will go up to last is 1. All are zeros, last is 1. This is all are zeros only. So this is the meaning of this one. Here we use classes like class A, class B, class C,
Class C, Class D.
class D, class E. Tell me range, class A range 0 to
127.
126.
7.
Sir, 126.
1 to 126 or 0 to 127. Why? Because of 0 series we are not using. 127 series also not using.
local host.
Specifically this is reserved IP addresses. These are reserved IP addresses we are not using. So obviously some textbook it will shows like this, but originally this is full range. 128 to
128.
191.
191.
very good, very good.
192 to 124. 224.
223.
223. Right.
Very good.
24. 239.
Very good.
242. 255.
255.
Very good. Okay. So these are the 5 classes we have, and that one, this is the multicast. This R&D, someone like from childhood onwards, it is run. These first three are a unicast IP addresses, and in IPv6, no classes. Okay. Of course, you have a global unicast, directly global unicast IP address, that is /3. Okay, that is /3. It meaning is 0 colon, remaining is there, so to 3 FFF. Okay, the first header is shows like this. The global unicast addresses are in between like this, starting with like this. I've written right like this. These are a global unicast addresses. Okay, the starting one is like this. Okay, these are all global unicasters. Another type is link local. Global unicast addresses are also, it is public IP address. Communicate publicly. Link local. Link locals are local. Means LAN, private. Local are a private. LAN only, it will run only. So it is a starting is FE80 : type. Okay, I will show you that one. So this is link local IP address. Okay. Example, link local IP address is like this. FE80 : when you see this one, this is your link local IP address. So if you see this default gateway, this is my router IP address. This is my router IPv6 address. This is my DNS server address. That is again global type, global unicast type. Okay. Of course, we have a multicast. We have a anycast. Range IP addresses also available. Yeah, that is, I didn't remember. I think FD 00, FD 00, I think FD 00, FE, FF. I have a very good, nice picture is there. Yeah, this is the multicast address. So, FF00. Okay, no specific classes like a class A, class B, class C is not there, but it is contains a global unicast address, link local address, private IP address, like that. It is there. Okay, so IPv6 is one of the best IPv6 model because of it is a large number of IP addresses we can able to get it. First of all, large number of IP addresses we are getting, less complexity compared to IPv4. Less complexity. Why less complexity, guys? IPv4 look like a smaller and understandable. IPv6 is look like a hexadecimal number and it is very difficult to understand. But I said IPv6 is less complexity. Why? Because of you no need to learn IPv6, no need to know how to assign IPv6. No need to know how to assign IPv6. The important thing is in IPv4, you should learn how NAT and PAT works, how to implement subnetting, subnet mask calculations. These are all things you have to do it, right? But in IPv6, you no need to assign any IP address to any machine. Once you are enabled IPv6 itself having an IP address. Every PC has its own IP address. It's a link local IP address, works with your system. In network, in the local LAN network, you want to communicate from one system to another system. We can communicate with a link local IP address. One system to another system you want to communicate, you can communicate with a link local IP address in the LAN network. You want to communicate outside of the network, you have to use global unicast. The global unicast is also assigned by ISP provider or designed by your DHCP. Okay, even though DHCP is a stateless mode, so no need to configure anything. Just give the network ID and it automatically will configure. Okay, if really works on IPv6, so you don't understand IPv4. Okay, people do very hard work to learn the IPv4, so they don't know, they don't want to learn IPv6 again. So that's a few differences I told.
Sir, there is no default gateway, no, sir, in IPv6.
Default gateways are there. Default gateways, default gateway only always. I think I showed here it is. See the default gateway. This is my router.
Okay.
Link local IP address. The default gateway is nothing but a IP address only. IP address. Whose IP address? Router IP address or gateway IP address. So everything we have to communicate with the address only. So we have to recognize our IP addresses by classes. Guess last one batch means the previous so many year, first batch, second batch time. Okay, they ask the questions like this. What is the range of class C? Like that only one. Full is okay, but one is difficult, right? So like that, you have to keep working on it. So default subnet mask or a network range. No one knows how much depth they will go on in interviews. Okay, so that's why compulsory must know. Okay, subnet mask. What is the use of subnet? What is the use of subnet? Subnet mask is divide your IP address and extract. It will take, so it extract the network address from IP address. What is subnet mask will do? Extract network ID from the IP address. Subnet mask extract network ID from the IP address. Okay, so two or more devices are communicating each other. Only they can able to communicate if they are in a same logical network. Same logical network. So this is about your IPv6 and IPv4, both the differences and this one. So important in a IPv4 is ranges and bits. Examples. Okay. Then what is this? One more is there. That's a private. What is the private IP address? What is this private kind of stuff? When you are in your own local LAN network, you can use these ranges. Anybody can use these ranges. No restrictions, no license kind of stuff. Okay. Okay, so we can use private IP address ranges, class A, class B, class C, because there are unicast addresses. So only three ranges only we are talking here. Next, private IP address means within the LAN, you have a devices, you want to communicate between one device to another device. So we use private IP addresses. No restrictions, and no need to take a permission from any organizations like IANA, ICANN. There are controls of IP addresses. To use the private IP addresses, you don't need to do it. Next, private IP addresses not routable in a public network. Means my IP address won't work with to communicate outside the network, because what are the IP address I have, private IP won't work in outside communication. Okay, so that is the private IP. So what is the range of private IP address? Yeah, I'm writing a full range names, full range only. Normally in some textbook there will write 10.0.0.1 to 10.255.250.254, because of the first one is network portion, the last one is broadcast. So first one is network ID, so last one is broadcast ID. In between there are writing. So here I'm typing right like this. See, this is the whole address. In general, any network address you take. Okay, 10.0.0.1 to 10.255.255.255.4. The first one is network ID, which we don't use it. We don't assign to computer for communication purpose. Okay, which is a first valid IP address. Means we can assign this IP address to host. Okay, next, this is last valid. Means up to here we can assign to host. This is called a broadcast. So it is used to send message within this logical network. So these are the full thing. So I've written from starting to ending. In some textbooks or internet, it shows like this only. So no need to worry, guys. I've written entirely. So from here to here, you can assign to any computer. This is you can't assign. This is a network ID. This is you can't assign to any computers.
Sir,
Tell me.
in interview, how to tell that types of IP addresses?
Types of IP addresses. Classes are IP addresses. Which one you are talking?
Just classes in IP address. How to
Classes
answer
in
it?
IP address. So tell them 5 classes are there in a classes, IP address classes. There is a question also there, that is why we divide a IP address into classes. So the answer is why we divide IP addresses into classes. Why? Because of from IP addresses are starts with like this. Okay, IP addresses are IPv4 addresses. Starting IP address is 0.0.0. Okay, ending IP address is 255.255.255.255. It means totally 4.3 billion IP addresses we are getting. So it is to manage in the network wise, like have 100 computers or 200 computers or 500 computers are there. So based on the network size wise, to assign based on the network size wise, okay, to divide it into the simple networks, different purposes like a multicasting, broadcasting, okay, unicasting purposes, like that. So we can tell, so why we are dividing the IP address. It is totally from here to here, it is 4.3 billion IP addresses and everything comes under one single logical network only. But we have a different sizes of network is there. So one is like a some organization having 100 computers, some organization having a 500 computers, some organization having 1,000 computers, like that. So we can easily divide and choose the range as per our requirement. Okay, so class C IP address, the range with their subnet, it support 254 maximum host support is there. Means 254 computers you can able to connect together in the single network. Okay, so class B 65,534 we can able to connect it. Okay, so 16 million IP address hosts we can able to connect. Okay, 16 million host we can able to connect in a class A IP, single IP addresses. Okay, next. So to tell about IP classes, so simply IP address is divided into 5 classes. IP address is divided into 5 classes: class A, class B, class C, class D. To recognize which class of the IP address is based on first octet. Okay, based on the first octet. So the range of first octet you have to look at, and then we can recognize it. We can recognize it. For example, I took a no. So which class it is? You have to look at this 125 and look at where 125 it is class A. So based on the first octet of the IP address, we can recognize which class it is. So the classes are 0 to 127 or 1 to 126, 128 to 191 class B, class C is 192.223, class D is 224 to 239 and 240 to 255 class E. Class E is R&D. We don't use in a regular networks, but class D is a multicast address only for certain multicasting purpose only, not to assign to devices. Class A, class B, class C are unicast IP addresses to assign to our devices. Of course, we don't use 127.0.0.1, which is reserved for a local host or loopback address. Also, we don't use 0.0.0, is reserved for a certain purposes in a communication. That's it. Okay, that is about your classes. Okay, when it comes to the subnet mask, so subnet mask divide your IP address into network IDs. Okay, so or it will extract network ID from your IP address, or it will tell what is your network ID. Subnet mask will tell what is your network ID. So class A, class B, class C network subnet mask are 255.0.0.0, 255.255.0.0, 255.255.255.0. These are the things. Okay. So like this. Everything on spot explanation is very difficult, guys. As you say, really, you are not wrong. So I'm telling the doubt you ask question, that is not at all wrong, because it's the way you can able to explain that is completely different from listening to the class. Okay. So what to do? You have to practice. Try to explain to someone. Take some picture. Take your ex-girlfriend or like something. Call her and tell all answers to her. That is better. So like a torture only. Okay. So she think like you got some screw loose kind of stuff. Okay. No problem. Okay. So what to do? Keep telling without showing any object in front of you. So same question. Tell me APIPA. What? Tell me about APIPA address. APIPA address. Till not touched it, right? APIPA address. Nothing in a screen. How to explain?
Automatic.
Automatic.
IP address.
Automatic private IP address. APIPA. 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 Automatic private IP address. So I don't have any screen kind of stuff, right? So only we have this one. That's it. Face to face. Automatic private IP address. What is the how to tell? Automatic IP. Okay. So when DHCP server failed to give IP address to client, client assign an IP address to itself, in the range of APIPA address range. APIPA address range is 169.254.0.0 to 169.254.255.255. That is APIPA range. Okay. So when we got an APIPA address, so it means we are not received IP address from DHCP server. When we got a APIPA address, when you check APIPA address or your network is not working, check your IP address and you got a APIPA address, it means it is an error. Okay, so how to tell? Yeah, I'm a trainer, so I usually use a demand voice, but you are a interviewer, means you have to tell in a fresher way or a like attendee way. So how to tell? Interviewer is there, interviewee or employee type. So how to tell your answer? Okay, practice it. Okay, so I'm trying to tell without putting anything on a screen. Okay, so APIPA address is automatic private IP address. When we don't receive IP address from the DHCP server, system automatically assign itself an IP address from APIPA range. APIPA range is 169.254.0.0, 169.254.255.255. Okay, that is the first point. Still, interviewer not satisfied. Then tell. When we are not connecting, we are unable to connect network. So you have to check the IP address. If IP address is APIPA range, so we have to check DHCP server is working or not, like our router or DHCP server. Verify it is working or not. Why I'm getting this one, like a cable connections, switch connections, or a refreshment, or a like that. So check the scope. Okay, DHCP server scope is there or not, like that. Okay, so first of all, verify why we are not getting. Maybe because of DHCP server is down, maybe network is down, or maybe connection is down, right? So then troubleshoot according to it. Then what to do? Okay, troubleshoot according to it. Then still, if you are getting APIPA address, disable enable your adapter. One solution is disable enable your adapter, or go to command prompt, put a command ipconfig space / release ipconfig space / renew. So like that we can able to troubleshoot. See, this is a complete answer, means two set of part answer. One is what it is and how to solve it. Okay. Anybody got a headache or not?
No, sir.
Not get a headache. Okay. Very good. Okay. So that's why I
Because
told.
Monday is internet.
Yeah. That's why I'm telling these things. Yeah. Next one is NAT and PAT. I will go to NAT and PAT. It's a range of private IP addresses. Okay. Private IP addresses with private IP address are not routable in the WAN network, means in the internet. So private are only for local LAN network purpose only, LAN purpose only. Okay, you want to communicate outside of your network, you need a public IP. But I am getting internet, but I have a private IP. How I am communicating? My ISP provider will assign a public IP address for me. My ISP provider will take care of public communication. ISP provider will take care of public communication. So that is how I am connecting. Next one is network address translation. As I remember, NAT and PAT already I forward a small video. It is small video, 5 minutes or 10 minutes video. So whether you watched it or not, but simply to remember, NAT, network address translation, means it maps your local IP address to outside IP address. Exactly say private to public IP address. It means I want to communicate from my PC to public early. So what to do? I have a private IP address in my PC. Now I want to communicate public. Then to communicate in public, you need a public IP address. NAT is a technique. NAT is a concept technique we implement in the router. NAT and PAT we implement in generally router. Implement in the router. So right. So what router will do when you are communicating from inside to outside? So your IP address is up to local only, but when you are communicating, you should communicate with the public IP. So router will send your packet with your public IP. Okay, like that. So that is called a NAT, network address translation. Port address translation. Port address translation. Network address translation. In the network address translation, one private IP means one local IP. I am using one private IP to one public IP address. Port address translation is nothing but a NAT overload. It's nothing but PAT. Port address translation. Same concept of NAT only, no differences, but only difference is, for example, 100 private IP addresses to one public address. It means in a NAT, I have a 10 computers, 10 private IP addresses. I have a 10 computers. For example, I have 10 servers, means 10 private IP addresses. Meaning is I needed 10 public IP addresses. Okay, so this is NAT. In a PAT, I have 100 computers. Just I am putting all 100 computers on a single public IP address by using port mapping. That's it is port address translation. Network address translation, port address translation. Okay, guys. Thing is, I want to tell. Actually, you remember all the port numbers, right? Everybody remember port numbers. I'm not doing that one. Only OSA layers. Okay, of course there are so many things are there, but check out the questions also, guys. Today, check out all the questions. Okay, first of all, list out all networking questions. If I'm missing anything, please tell me tomorrow first, 3 o'clock only. Just tell me first what are the missing questions in the networking. So first we'll discuss that questions, then we'll go to others. Okay, topic wise. Remaining topics are very easy except three things already tell. Networking is very big, Linux is very big, and another one is SQL, very big one. So what I will do, so I'll put a Linux last. Tomorrow once network, what are the missing points are there, we'll discuss. And second one is, we'll discuss about other things. Okay, so for speed, very, very basic, what is what type only, what is what type only, not in the depth. So anybody tell, what are the layers? Presentation layer, session layer,
Transport,
Transport layer,
transport layer,
network layer,
data link,
layer, physical layer.
very good. It's totally 7 layers. So compulsory by head, guys. So people who are, what are the background you are there? 7 layers: application, presentation, session, transport, network, data link, physical, or physical, data link, network, transport, session, presentation, and application. Application layer, user interface, like applications, web browsers, web servers, server applications, Tomcat server application, Exchange server, mail communication. Okay, like these are things, and as well as client-side applications, Outlook. We are using a WhatsApp application. We are using a Teams application, web browsers. These are all application layer. Will be take care of protocol. Understand, based on protocol we are using, based on protocol, which user interface like this, based on protocol. Our protocol take care also there. Presentation virtualization, compress. What it will do, data encoding and decoding, compress and decompress, encrypt, right? Establish, maintain, terminate. Just at least single point I'm telling. Okay, so it is a segmenting.
So session layer error detecting.
Type in.
Error detecting.
No, it won't detect error. Error is transport and data link. Error correction, actually. This is error correction. It is error detection.
We have checksums in session.
Checksum here, CRC, data link.
So, but internet is saying that session layer.
Okay. That's why, trust me, some few things you can go there, few things you have to understand. Okay, so like that, there is a confusion always there. Even though TCP/IP, lot of wrong information is there in the internet. Okay, segmenting, numbering, sequencing, TCP UDP management, multiplexing, flow control. Because of this sequencing and numbering, also it will do. Okay, also we can call it as a error correction. It means if packet is not delivered, automatically it will understand and it will send the packet based on the acknowledgement. TCP UDP, this is also very important, guys. TCP UDP difference is very important. I'm not telling now. Network, add routed and routing protocol. It means routing protocols. Routing protocols is RIP, EIGRP, OSPF, BGP, IS, like this. Routed IP address, SPX, novel network or something form near there. Next, this is, yeah, one more is there. That is, I will do. Okay, it add MAC address. LLC is there. Link logical control dealing with the WAN protocols. LLC. WAN protocol. I said WAN protocol. Normally, WAN means wide area networks, right? So WAN means wide area network. But that is based on a area wise you are talking. But really, when you are communicating from one network to another network by using WAN protocol, that is called WAN network only. Even the very small one, even though it is a very small, one room to another room, one room having one network, another room having another network, both are communicating through WAN protocol by WAN connectivity. So then, like a frame, PP, SDLC, frame relay, TLS. These are the WAN protocol. You know the MAC address. No need to tell about MAC address. And CRC, cyclic redundancy check, will be added as a data tail. Physical layer do nothing. Bit stream. Devices like a hub switch. So hub and NIC is all marks here only. Bit stream conversion. Okay, again, physical bit stream. What are the physical device it is there? So the data format is bit stream. Bit stream is sent to data link layer. Okay, so in the form of frame. Frame means data header plus PDU plus data tail. Okay, data frame. Network layer is a packet. It makes packet. Okay, this is packet actually. Okay, so it adds what it will do? Source IP, destination IP, to segment. This is data header, right? So data header is nothing but source MAC address, destination MAC address. Data tail is nothing but CRC. Yeah, last time they specifically asked this thing. That's why I'm not telling guys. So please don't mind anything. Okay. Transport. Because small details we forget. Transport layer make segment. It is a TCP header which is added to your PDU. Okay. So this is a segment by adding a TCP header to it. So this segment is added with a source IP, destination IP address that we call it as a packet. The packet is added with a source MAC address, destination MAC address, and CRC, that is called a frame. The frame is bitstream. The frame is bitstream. Next, TCP IP. Okay, so comparison, TCP IP comparison between so it is OSA layer TCP/IP address. So TCP IP is a very old one which is used in US military. Okay, it is mainly used in US military. That time the name is DoD model. That time the name is DoD model. I'm telling that DoD model only. So Department of Defense. Okay, so here it is. Application layer, presentation layer is combinedly called it as a application layer. Next, transport is a transport layer. Network layer called it as a internet layer. Data link layer is called as a network access layer. For understanding, I am putting like this. If the people are asking, NIC is belongs to physical layer or data link layer, it is a physical and a net data link because of we are not using OSL layer, we are using TCP. As per TCP, it is network access layer. It is network access layer. As per the TCP, NIC is network access layer. It means it's having a both properties like a physical and data link. Okay. Hub. Layer 1. I think it is enough for you. Hub is a physical layer. Switch. Data link layer. Router. Network layer. So router can understand routing information, IP addresses. Switch you can able to understand MAC addresses. Hub only nothing is understand only connectivity. So that's why it is physical layer, network layer, data link layer. Okay. Anything else, guys? You want to tell?
No.
No? Exhausted. Okay, you do one thing, just prepare. Prepare, go to the questions and also tell me. And I told her, so entire story. So go to other questions also. We will discuss either questions or maybe a revision. My revision is go to one by one point because network is very huge. It will take time, but Windows 10, what are the things, what are the important in Windows 10, what are the things in Windows Server, what are the definitions, okay, like, but you should guys, you should prepare it first. Any changes may occur. Changes means tomorrow plan changes may occur, depends upon the anyone is involvement, because tomorrow is also Friday. Because of Friday, obviously Saturday people won't be available. They want to interact with you on Friday. Means mostly Charan sir may have a meeting with you tomorrow. So be ready tomorrow morning. So everybody be available tomorrow morning. If in case Charan sir is asking you to make possible available. Okay. So like that. Okay. So maybe he will check it today's message and tomorrow he will reply. That's the point, guys. That's it for today. Relax and study.